Welcome, folks. So good to have all of you joining in for the session today. I really appreciate you coming in to join the live session today. It's really good to see you. I want to continue sharing about with some of the poetry by John O'Donohue. I shared some of his poetry last week, and I've just kind of been diving into it every once in a while on some of my time off. So this is another poem from the same book that I shared from last time. Actually, I think I'm going to take it out from the library. He says, if you try to view yourself through the lenses that others offer you, all you will see are distortions. Your own light and beauty will become blurred, awkward, and ugly. Your sense of inner beauty has to remain a very private thing. So you know me, I like to include some kind of emotional or mental intention for a practice, a thought that we can carry through. You don't have to carry that thought through the practice today. If you'd rather move through the practice in a way that's purely physical, feeling the body move and breathe, I think that's the first step to tuning in with the body. If you remember from Yoga Nidra, I talk about those koshas, those layers of the body. And the first layer of the body is the physical part of the body. So if that's where you're at today, I want you just to be okay with that and move through your physical body, feel the breath. This practice is a little bit more challenging, right? We move energetically in the flow practice. We move with a little bit of vigor and vitality, and I want you to embrace that. So you will feel the physical aspect, but if you're open to diving deeper into some of the sea of your emotions or your mental landscape, then I just offer you to think about the thoughts that you have that come as projections from others. Like John says in this, if you try to view yourself through the lenses that others offer you, all you will see are distortions. Your own light and beauty will become blurred, awkward, and ugly. Your sense of inner beauty has to remain a very private thing. So we can keep these things that are really beautiful and amazing to us secretive and awesome and amazing. I have a hard time with that personally because I love to share a lot. But we can keep some of this practice really private and beautiful, and like it's this little secret that we get to keep with ourselves. So let's go over to the yoga mat. I'm just gonna take my last swig of Java. And join me over there. I'll get rid of my little glitchy face camera. I don't know why it's doing that again. And join me on the yoga mat, please. So the first position we'll take on the yoga mat is tabletop. Again, you'll notice that I'm using blocks for some of my practice. You can join or not. You get to choose what works for your body. I want you to just kind of press down into the palms a little bit and feel the active arms. I like to bring my fingertips just to the edges of the block to kind of hold the block or grip it. And then we're going to curl the toes under. We're going to lift up and back into downward facing dog. So going ahead and lifting up with the butt. You can keep bending the knees as much as you want, really. Find that balance of knee bend, but also stretching the backs of the legs a little bit by pressing the heels slightly down to the floor. Let's take a breath in and lift both heels up. Breath out, both knees bend. Tiptoe up to the top of your mat, nice and slowly, no rush quite yet. No rush today. Hands to shins. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold the spine over the knees. Inhale, reach the arms up, connect your palms above your head, and then exhale, draw your hands down to your heart center. Inhale, reach up. Dive down, breathe out. Hands to shins, inhale, lengthen and lift the heart and spine upwards. Exhale, palms down to the ground, step back to plank. Take a full breath in. Exhale, lower your knees, then lower your chest and belly. Baby cobra, lift your heart up slightly, inhale. Exhale, lower the heart, press down with the palms to tabletop to downward facing dog. Gripping those fingers into the ground or blocks. Inhale, both heels up. Exhale, both knees bend. Walk to the top. Hands to shins, inhale. Lengthen the spine forwards. Exhale, fold the spine. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. So we're doing sun salutations now. Let's breathe in, reach up. Breathe out, dive down. Hands to shins. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, palms to the ground, stepping back, plank position like a strung board, pressing palms down, bracing in abdomen, thighs, and bum. Take another breath in. Exhale, lower down the knees, the chest and belly. Baby cobra, lift your heart up, engage the low back and glutes. Exhale, lower the heart, press down with the palms, and lift back up with your hips to downward facing dog, please. Great job. Let's kick the right leg up into the air, breathe in. Your whole body is still in downward dog, except the right leg is way up high into the air. Try to straighten that right leg if you can, kick through the heel. Take one more breath in. Exhale, draw that right knee to the nose, and then step through with the right foot so it's near your hands. Reach up with your arms, and then pivot back with your left foot and arrive into Warrior Two. Arms are reaching apart from the center of the chest, and we're lunging. Right knee over ankle. Let's turn the right palm to face up. Go up to Dancing Warrior, right arm up, left arm back thigh. Take one more breath in. Exhale, timing hands to the floor with the exhale. Step back, take another breath in. Exhale, lower the knees, the chest and the belly. Baby cobra, lift your heart up. Exhale, lower the heart down, press like a push-up. Tabletop, downward dog, hips up. Left leg up next, breathe in, lift up high. We'll hold for a second, try to straighten the left leg up above your head, kick through the heel. Use the left side buttocks and lift the leg up a little bit. Take one more breath in. Exhale, knee to nose, stepping through with left foot, rising up with arms, inhale. Pivoting back with foot, exhale, arms reaching apart, looking forwards over the left fingies. Fingies is just creeping into my vocabulary. Let's turn the left palm up, the right palm back thigh, expanding up on that left side rib cage area. We're stretching from hip to armpit, more or less. Allow one more breath in, and then out. Hands go down, windmilling, hands to floor, stepping back to plank. Taking another breath in, exhaling, knees down, chest and belly down. Baby cobra, lift your heart. Exhale, lower the heart, press like a push-up. Tabletop, downward facing dog. Curl the toes under, lift your hips up. Lift both heels same time, inhale. Heels above toes, exhale, bend the knees, and then walk forwards. Maybe 2 big steps. Hands to shins, inhale, lengthen the spine up. Exhale, forward fold. Reach up with the arms, stand up tall. Interlace your hands above your head and then step your feet together. I was going to say interlace your hands above your bread, but I don't think we're practicing with any bread. So it's just above the head. Squeeze the hands together and side bend over to your right hand side. Stretching that left side of the rib cage down towards the hip area. Ooh, yeah. Let's rise back up. Inhale. Exhale to the left hand side, getting that stretch down from the armpit down to the hip there. Oh yeah, let's take another breath in. And out as we reach a little bit more to the left. Come back up to the center. Squat down for powerful pose with the legs together. I call this one Thunderbolt because the legs and the body form this little zigzag shape like a little thunderbolt. We're going to squat down, give the legs a healthy squeeze to the center. Inner thighs squeeze. Arms keep reaching up like you're holding a block or reaching up to help somebody build a home or something like that. Here, give them that block. Squatting down a little deeper with those legs, challenging for 3, 2, and 1. Hands to heart. Take a breath in, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist one side down, one side up. It doesn't matter, we're going to do both, so pick a side and twist. I went right side down, left side up. You do you. Take a breath. On your next exhale, come back to the center. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, squatting down. Hands to heart. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, twist whatever direction you didn't twist yet. For me, that's left side down, right side up. Squeezing palms, squeezing thighs. Feeling the challenge in the legs. I got it there too. Quadriceps, starting to feel that muscular effort of holding the pose. One more breath in. And then out back to center. Stand up. Give those legs a break finally. Oh, feels so good. Let's take the hands back onto the butt. We'll do a standing back bend. So just standing facing forwards, legs together, toes touching. Squeeze the butt, press the hips slightly forwards, and then lift your heart up and back. Expanding the abdomen, the area in front of the chest. Deep breath in and out. One more in and out, lift back up. Come to the top of the mat, breathe in, reach up. Breathe out, dive down to the yoga mat, fingers touch down. Hands to shins, inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, palms to the ground, step back so that you're in plank position. From plank, that looks like a high push-up. You're gonna lower your body down, knees, chest, and belly. Then baby cobra or up dog. And then back to downward facing dog. So your hips are up, palms pressing forwards. Deep breath in and out the nose. Notice how the practice is speeding up pace just a little bit. You're gonna feel the energy kind of arcing upwards. Let's kick the right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Right leg up, breathe in. Down dog arms. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. Inhale, right leg up last time. Exhale, step the foot through and reach your arms up to crescent lunge. So right foot's at the top of the mat. Back foot is lifted, heel above toe. Let's take another breath in. And then pivot back with the foot and open the arms, lunging, warrior two. Breathing in. Breathing out. Dancing warrior, right arm up, left arm back onto the thigh. Now we're gonna straighten our right leg. We're gonna reach forwards with our right fingers and then plant those fingers on the shin. Fingies. Plant the fingies on the shin. Reach your left arm up. Smile a little bit. Take a breath in. And out. One more inhale. Breath out. Left hand is going to drop down onto the left hip. Bend the right knee over the right ankle. And then spring forwards to balance on your right foot. Kick the left leg back. And then optional, reach the arms, spread them apart. Right arm down, left arm up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back to warrior two. Back toe and heel meet the floor. You got it. Dancing warrior, right arm up, left arm to the thigh. And then flow. Hands go all the way down to the floor or the blocks. Step back to plank. Breathe in. Lower down. Up dog or baby cobra now if you want. Downward facing dog. Left leg up, breathe in. Left knee to nose, breathe out. Left leg up, breathe in. Left knee to left elbow. Left leg up, inhale. Left knee to right elbow. One more time. Lift and lengthen the left up, and then step through with the foot. Reach your arms up to crescent lunge, and then pivot back to warrior two. Looking forwards over the left hand. Deep breath in. And out. Up to that dancing warrior. Left arm goes up, right arm goes back onto the thigh, opening up that left side rib cage in the heart area, down to the stomach. Now let's straighten our left leg, reach forwards and plant that front palm on the front shin. Reach up with the right hand. Breathe in and out. In and out. Right hand goes to the right hip. Knee bends over ankle. Then we're going to spring forwards on top of that left leg, balancing just on the left. Right leg lifts back and up through the heel and pinky edge of the foot. Arms can spread apart. You got this for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back it up to warrior 2. Arms are still apart in warrior 2. Let's dance it back. Left arm up, right arm to the back thigh, and then flow. Hands go all the way down. Plank, chaturanga, lower down. Up dog, lift the heart and chest, press the feet down, squeeze the butt. Downward facing dog, hips go back up. Wicked. All right, let's bring the knees to the floor for a second. You can grab a sip of water. Just want to quickly workshop out. It's been a little while since I workshopped out high plank to low plank and then to up dog from there. So just want to maybe help you out. So when you're in plank, you don't want to be super far on the toes like this. That's too much body weight forwards. You want to distribute a little bit of body weight back through the legs, squeeze the butt and thighs. Then when you lower down to chaturanga, you're going to let the elbows bend to your sides and you're going to look forwards. From there, you flip the feet, lift the chest up. Thighs aren't on the ground. We're lifting up off the legs, and we're not sunken in the shoulders either. We're pressing down with the palms. Let's give that a shot. Come to downward dog with me. Inhale forwards, high plank. Exhale, low plank, chaturanga. Flip the feet, lift to up dog or baby cobra. Lift out of the shoulders, squeeze the bum. Downward facing dog, hips back up. Awesome. Breathe in together and breathe out with me. Breathe in with me and breathe out. One more, in and out. Well done. Let's move into some more challenging stuff. So we're going to do our best to stick with it. We're going to walk up to the top of the mat. We're going to heel toe the feet wide apart and squat down into Malasana. Hands to heart center. If this pose is a little bit too low for your hips, I want you to sit on a block like this. This is helpful for a lot of folks. Basically helps them not put all the pressure into the groin. Whereas some folks don't need the block, and they can feel a nice stretching sensation on the underside of those hips there. And catch your breath. You'll need it for the next pose. The next pose requires deep breathing, some stability. And when you do the deep breathing, it's going to help with stability because we're contracting the core muscles to breathe deeply out when we do the next move. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is try to bring the palms to the floor. All right, so how wide apart? About shoulder distance. So just kind of look roughly how wide your shoulders are, but the hands roughly that wide. Now lift the butt, keep the knees on the triceps, walk the toes to touch together. Toes are right together underneath of the groin there. Now you're going to lift the feet up off the floor, maybe one at a time, maybe both at the same time. Keep the knees squeezing into the triceps for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Toes back down, butt back down, hands to heart. Awesome. All right. So incorporating the jump back on our next flow. This is totally optional. And what we do is go from crow to low plank, all in like a split second. If you're confused by this, you can take just a second to watch the demonstration. It's something that I'm currently trying to get back into my practice. So that's how it is sometimes when we try different things. So we're in crow like so. We're lifting up. We're looking forwards. We take a deep breath in. And our exhale, we shoot back to plank. And then we lift to upward dog or baby cobra. And then back to downward facing dog. Hips go back up. So if you wanted to try that, I want you to come back to Malasana, setting up for crow. Palms are down. You're going to go up, lift the hips up, lift the toes off the floor. And then when you take an exhale, that's when you're going to decide to shoot back with the feet into plank. It's totally optional. You don't have to do anything that you're uncomfortable doing. You can give that a shot, taking one more breath in, and then on that exhale, shooting the feet back. Lifting to up dog, then downward facing dog, hips up. Lift both heels up, bend both knees, walk forwards. Top of the mat. Hands to shins, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Reach up, stand up. Take the left arm under your right arm. Eagle pose, left leg over the right leg. So if you're not feeling that higher energy now, maybe you just took a little bit of rest. I'm definitely feeling my heart rate rising, the energy of the day kind of building. Squeezing arms, squeezing legs. Butt squats back a bit. Breathe in with me. And breathe out with me. Breathe in. Breathe out. Reach arms up, breathe in. Float the leg up as well. Exhale, kick the leg back, kick the arms back. Plant the toe and your foot, your heel. Reach your arms up. Lunge the right knee over the ankle. Warrior one. Deep breath in. Full breath out. In. Relaxed breathing out. Straighten the right leg. Open up to warrior two. We're going to turn our palms to face up. We're going to reach up like we're holding a block. We could literally hold a block. You don't have to. And then we're going to tilt forwards and extend up through the arms, through the core, into this extended side angle. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back up and open up to warrior two. You can just put the block down. Now I'd like you to straighten the front leg, put the hands onto the hips, turn your toes to face sideways. You're in this wide-legged position. You're going to stick the butt back behind you and then fold down to the floor with the hands. Coming all the way down, letting the head hang down. Taking a few breaths in this wide-legged position. Feeling that stretch up the back of the legs. Maybe a deep sigh with the mouth can feel relaxing. Come back up. Hands to thighs. Come all the way back up to standing. Heel toe your feet just a few times closer in so the stance isn't nearly as wide. And then turn your toes to face forwards. Notice how my right toes are forward facing completely. My left toes are angled to the left. That's normal. Hold the hands into your hips now. And then hinge at the hips. The goal of this posture is to create some stretching sensations up the backs of each leg. Hamstrings. Let's continue to fold. We can bring the hands to the shin. We can bring the stretch into the upper back as well if we round the spine and let the forehead come closer to the front knee. Take a breath in. Take a breath out, fold a little bit deeper. Now we'll go to flow. Inhale, look forwards, palms to the top of the mat. Exhale, step back and lower down to chaturanga. Up dog or baby cobra, lift your chest, press down, downward facing dog, hips go back up into the air. Let's tiptoe to the top of the mat. Hands to shins, inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold the spine down over the legs. Reach your arms up, breathe in. And take your right arm underneath the left arm and take the right leg over top of the left leg and squeeze for eagle pose on the right hand side. Arms and legs, and the butt can even squat back a little bit. Lift the elbows slightly, feel that stretch under the armpits. Squeeze the elbows together, top down, bottom up. Inhale, reach up, float the leg. Exhale, kick the leg back, plant the toe and the heel. Reach your arms up and lunge into warrior one again. Take a deep breath in and out. In and out. Straighten your left leg. Open up to warrior two by heel toeing that right leg back and lunging the knee over the ankle. From there, we can reach the palms to face each other above the head. And we could grab a block if we want to and squeeze it. Then we're going to tilt the torso forwards. Roughly, we're looking for a long line down this whole arm, down the hip, and down to the foot. So we're not really like lifted. We're also not like really dipped. We're extending, using the abdomen to brace this posture. Take one more breath in. Exhale, warrior two. Straighten your left leg, hands to your hips. Turn your toes sideways, so all of the toes face the side of the mat. Hold the hips again. And then like you're pouring out a bowl of water, hinging at the hips. So that's the best analogy I can come up with. We're tilting at those hips. The whole bowl of the pelvis is tilting, actually. So we're not just rounding the spine. We're actually, like we can see a visible tilting action of the bum tilting back and the hinging action happening right in the acetabulum. That's your hip socket. We're going to bring the hands down to a block or the floor. Feel that stretch moving up the backs of each leg. Give yourself a chance to just breathe in and out the nose. Calm your body down. Get that breath back in. So you're still facing the side of your mat. We're going to come halfway up, lift hands to the block or the hips, and then stand up the rest of the way. Heel toe your feet a few times in, and then turn all the toes to face forwards. Your back toes will be angled. Hold the hips and fold over top of your shin. Bring the hands down to the shin or blocks. Ungrip the toes if they're really white knuckling the floor. Try to relax the grippy toes. Instead, press into the pad of the foot. The pad of the foot just below where the toes are, right? The main portion of the front of the footprint. Take a halfway lift the spine up a little bit, breathe in. Exhale, palms to the ground, step both of your feet back to a plank position and take a deep breath in the nose, gripping the floor. Exhale, lowering down in your way. Baby cobra or up dog. Lift your heart when you breathe, and then breathe out, go back to downward facing dog with your hips up in the sky. So good job sticking with this practice so far. Again, it is a bit of a higher energy practice on Fridays, so good job coming to the flow practice today. Trusting that your body needs a bit of movement. Let's walk up to the top of the mat. Hands to shin bones, lengthen and lift the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Again, halfway lift, hands to shins. Exhale, forward fold, and you can grab the back of the ankles or the calf muscles, and then just gently pull down with those hands and feel that stretch travel up the backs of the thighs, the hamstring of each leg. hamstrings. And let go of the legs. Put the hands to the thighs and slowly come back up in your own way, shape, and form. Come to a standing position. Wicked. Let's lift our left knee up in front of the hip. So just like so, left knee in front of the hip. Your palm can go on top of the knee, or you can grab the shin. So more supportive is grabbing the shin. More muscular challenge is putting the hand above and actually pressing the thigh up into the hand and creating a bit of pressure between those two areas to activate your hip flexors. Now the right arm reaches to the right and the left leg goes to the left any amount. If the squash get in the way, that's okay. We should take a little step back. I almost kicked the squash off the shelf there. That wouldn't be good. Nobody likes bruised squash. Well, it would make an okay soup. Take one more breath in. And a breath out. Come back to center. Kick the left leg back and the arms back as well. Straighten out the left leg if you can, and the arms as well. Now hinge down from the right hip, fingertips to the floor, or blocks. Blocks are really helpful for this because the floor is pretty far away indeed. Kick the left leg up, standing splits. Take a breath. Kick the leg up. Nice job. Take a breath in, press the palms down, lift the heart a bit. On your exhale, step the feet back together, near the top of the mat, roughly. Now we're going to step the right leg back, lower that knee down to the ground, and we're in a posture called low lunge or dragon lunge. So letting that hip open up on the front and lifting away from the ground if you have blocks, just like I'm doing here. There is a slight dip in the energy right here, but we'll bring it back for the other side of the sequence in just a moment. Let's shift back to splits, half splits. So hands go beside the bum on the floor, or blocks are your best friend. Left leg extends out forwards in front of you, and you can fold the spine over the legs. Take one more breath in, and out. Let's come out of half splits. Bring the body back forwards. We're going to step back to plank position again, and we're just going to flow it out from there. So hands down, feet back, lower down. Up dog or cobra, press up. Downward facing dog, hips up, and then just stroll up to the top of the mat. Casual, hands to shins, inhale. Hand folding, exhale. Inhale, reach your arms up. And then your hands join together in front of your heart center. Let's lift the right knee up in front of the hip. Palm goes on top of the thigh. If you want active hip flexors, you're going to push the thigh up into the hand and keep that pressure between those two regions. Just slight pressure to keep the hip flexors engaged. Then we're going to open the right leg to the right side. Left arm reaches to the left, and we can look to the left. Press down with the left foot, active left glute muscle. The bum is squeezing. Come back to the center with the leg. Kick the right leg back behind you and move into standing splits. So right leg kicks back, straightens out. Hands go to blocks or the floor, and we're going to kick back and up with the right heel. So if the leg's kind of dipping down or knees bent like this, first thing we're going to do is straighten the leg, kick back. Next thing we're going to do is lift the leg with the butt. So kick and lift for 3, 2, and 1. Step the feet together, top of the mat. Hands to shins, inhale, lengthen the spine a bit, breathe. Exhale, fingers to the floor, step the left leg back and lower down into low lunge. Once again, creating the space that we need for the posture, opening up the groins. The groin. I like this version with blocks, but I can't do it without the blocks. So with the blocks, I go down on my elbows. But without those blocks, the floor is quite far away from me. So that's why these props can be so assistive in the practice, like so good. And let's bring our spine back up and move into half splits. So the right leg starts to extend out. We can actually stop right here. I failed to mention that on the last side, but this works really, really well as a half splits variation. It's easier for some folks. Then we can, if we want to, we can shift back till the bum is right over top of that back heel and the right leg's extending forwards. Just here for 2 more breaths. You can fold the spine forward slightly to increase the stretching on the leg. And then lift the spine back up. Walk forward so that you're in plank position eventually. So palms are at the top of the mat, feet step back to plank. Take a breath in. Down to chaturanga, lower down. Up dog or baby cobra, lift the chest. Then downward facing dog, lift your hips. And then walk up to the top. Hands to shins, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, reach up. And then lower the left arm down near your left hip. Grab your left foot with the hand for dancer's pose. So this practice is really good at getting our heart rate to climb up a little bit. If we don't have a super cardiovascular practice in our day-to-day life, this practice might feel slightly cardiovascular, like we're having to breathe a little harder, our heart rate's increasing. And some of us who've been practicing for maybe a little longer have discovered ways to find a little bit more ease in the practice without it becoming super thick in breath, like really like intense. Find that balance that works for your practice. 1 more breath in. And a breath out. Come back up and go into tree pose on the left side. So tree pose, our left foot connects with our inner leg and the hands at the heart. One extra little challenge is half lotus, bringing the foot to the thigh, staying right there with this front leg opening up, and then hinging down for an optional toe stand. So the fingers go to the floor, the bum rests above the back heel, and then the hands go to the ground beside you, potentially on blocks. You can flex this left ankle towards your knee. And then to get out of this posture, the easy way is to let your knee down and then take your foot off your leg. But the hard way is to try to stand back up the same way that you came in. So fingers in front, then we gotta lift up back onto the posting heel, stand up, even if it's wobbly, that's okay. Move the knee forwards, lower the foot. We all wobble, we all shake. Let's try this on the opposite side. So we're gonna kick our right heel to our bum, grabbing hold of the foot with the hand, kicking back, foot into hand, reaching up, left arm into the sky, finding that expansion across the front of the body. Like a bow and arrow, nice and strong, kicking back for 3, 2, 1. Come back up. Knee opens to the side, foot to inner leg for tree pose. Optional to turn tree pose if you feel stable there and open enough in the hip area to grab that foot and place it on the front of your thigh. From there, we can hinge down. Maybe the fingers touch the floor. Maybe they don't on this side. It's different on each side. You can pause right here for your toe stand if that's enough. I think it is for me. I can feel my hip is quite tight on that side. 3, 2, and 1. Standing back up, moving the knee forwards and lowering that foot. Nice work. A little bit of a longer standing sequence today to try to hit home that feeling of using the energy of our body. And for the next 20 minutes or so, we'll start to kind of decrescendo and kind of ride the wave of our practice back down. But there will be peaks still. So turn to face the front of your mat, breathe in, reach up, dive down, breathe out. Hands to shins, inhale, lengthen the spine once. Exhale, palms to the ground, stepping back to plank, then lowering all the way down and removing any blocks that are still in the picture. Palms are under shoulders. Lift your heart up, baby cobra. We're going to hold baby cobra, pressing the feet down and squeezing the tush. Even our abdomen braces slightly as we try to lengthen across the midsection of the torso. You can even feel the muscles just on the sides of the back, helping to keep the extension in the spine. Take a breath in and out. Swing the arms back, interlace them above the bum. Now lift the legs up off the floor, and the arms keep reaching back behind you and breathing. Last breath in and out. Lower down. All right, we're going to try to pose that I don't normally teach, but I do like this pose quite a lot. So what we're going to do is bring the whole chest to the floor and the face to the floor. Then we're going to take our hands and place them underneath of our pelvis. So kind of do this, one underneath, palm faces down, up, hip down. Same thing happens on the left. If you're confused, you can always watch. Now the palms stay pressing down. We're down with the forehead or the lips. And then we're going to lift the legs up. Any amount. Some people can lift up a lot. Some people just an inch. Don't worry. Just do what you can do. For 5, 4, 3, press palms, 2, and 1, legs back down. Let the arms out and kick your heels back to your bum. Grab onto the outside edges of your feet. Kick your feet back into the hands and then lift up for bow pose. Breathing in, breathing out, kicking back. Inhale and exhale. One more. Float all the way down. Put your palms under your chest. We're going to lift to upward facing dog. So palms pressing down. You're going to lift all the way up. Squeeze your bum, squeeze your thighs. One more breath in. Downward facing dog. Lift your hips back up in the sky. Palms are pressing forwards. Nice work. Let's bring our knees to the floor. Walk the knees to the top of the mat. I want you to stand up right onto those knees there. Put the hands onto your bum. Then draw the elbows closer together behind your spine. Like you're squeezing a block between the elbows. Now lift your heart up and back, and let's catch our breathing again. Those last few postures of spinal strengthening are indeed a bit challenging, so the heart rate might be higher. Let's try to regulate the breathing. Last breath in and out, come back up. Sit the bum down onto the heels and just take a moment's rest right here. Noticing your breathing, noticing the heat of the body, the areas that feel warm, feel cold, feel neutral. Now we're going to let our legs windshield wiper to the side. Sit down on the bum and bring the legs in front of us, like so. I want you to grab a block if you have one and put it between your thighs. That's totally optional. You don't have to do that. Then you're going to lift your ankles off the floor and balance on the legs in this pose called boat pose. So for boat, we are kind of on the butt, lengthening through the spine. Lengthening through the legs is optional. And it's really hard because the more we lengthen through the legs, the more body weight is away from the center, which makes it more challenging for all the muscles in the back. So we can kick and then feel how much more challenging that is. Brace with the arms, brace with the legs, squeeze the block. 3, 2, and 1. Heels back down. Nice work. Remove the block. from the picture, and we're gonna just lay down on our backs, palms planted down on the floor. Lift your knees up into the air and have the legs in a 90-degree bend. If you want, you can put the block between your thighs, between the kind of upper inner thighs. Now palms are down to our sides, palms press into the floor. We're gonna windshield wiper the legs side to side with our abdomen. So legs go to the right a little bit, come back to center. Legs go to the left a little bit, squeezing the block, bracing with palms, come back to center. Go side to side a few more times, trying your best to brace and not overdo this movement. One more on each side. I can't go as far to my left because this plant. There we go. I just don't want to break the leaves. Coming back up. One foot to the floor, feet to the floor. Nice work. Let's go into a passive spinal twist next. So just remove the block and bend the knees over to your right hand side. Let the arms open up, and you can take cactus arms, elbows bent. Look over to your left side. Deeply breathe in. And control the breath out nice and slow out the nose. Same thing, in and out the nose. Maybe a sigh out the mouth now if you need that to kind of help you relax, help your body let go. Bring the gaze back to look at the ceiling, just look up. Bring the knees back to point at the ceiling, and then take the knees to the opposite side of your twist. So the knees are going to the left side, arms are still in cactus position, just out to our sides. We can look over to the right, letting that twist come into the whole spinal area, down and towards the pelvis, up in towards the neck, top of the head. Try to breathe with a calm, easeful sense, without too much control of the breathing or rigidity in the throat. Try to let it start to calm down now. The part of the practice is over that we need to kind of suck air deeper into our body because of muscular engagement, right? We're not engaging as much, therefore our breath can be in a calmer state. One more breath in and out the nose. And look back at the ceiling and bring the knees to point back up to the ceiling as well. Lift your knees up into the air and grab the undersides of your hamstrings with your hands. Now we're going to have this optional rocking and rolling part of class. You don't have to do this. Just like your entire life, you get to choose the things that you do. We're going to rock the knees to the shoulders and then feet away from us. We're going to rock back and then rock forth. So if you're confused by this, just take a quick peek at the screen and see kind of what I'm doing. And then eventually, we might choose to rock and roll past the feet onto our palms and then jump the feet back so that we're in plank position, just like we did in crow. So this is optional, and I'm gonna give it my best here. You can always just watch and laugh, or you can try it yourself and also just giggle a little bit. So we roll back, we roll forwards. We do this until we have a good feeling of momentum. Then when we are feeling ready, I'm gonna go on the next time. We rock back and forth, palms down, jump back, chaturanga. Upward dog happens next, and then downward facing dog, hips go back up. Give it a shot if you didn't. And then let's go to pigeon on the right side. Kick the right leg up, breathe in. Exhale, draw the right knee behind the right wrist. And then let your elbows come down onto the floor for pigeon pose. You should feel the stretch in the right side glutes, right about this region here, from the outer hip and thigh down underneath of the underside of the bum. You can come down onto your elbows, forearms, or even the forehead can come down onto the hands or the floor, if that feels accessible to your body today. Slow and steady breath in, and slow breath out. Two more breath cycles like that, in and out through the nostrils. Come back up onto your hands and knees. Option to go to downward facing dog. Hips are up. Then we're going to kick the left leg up, breathe in, and then come into pigeon on the left side. So the left knee draws behind the left wrist. The shin is angled inwards to the groin. And then we're going to come down onto our elbows next here. Yeah, thanks again so much for being here. Really appreciate you in the session today. It seems like fall time is sometimes people's chance to recommit to some of these movement practices. As you know, during the summertime, we can spend a lot of our time doing other types of movement practices, hiking and biking and going out for various activities with friends and stuff like that. You know, those things take up lots of our energy. And as we move into the fall season, we might notice a shift of how we want to spend our energy or spend our time. I know I always feel like going a little bit more inwards in the fall, in the winter. It's like the whole idea of like rest and digest, like that calmness. Put on a little layer for the winter. Try to follow 3 more breaths in and out through the nostrils. Slow breath in and all the way out when it comes. Relaxed throat when you're breathing. No need to feel rigid in the throat at this point in class. Like if you're familiar with the practice of Ujjayi breathing, we might just not do that anymore. So we're not making the air raspy or intense through the passageway of the throat. We're just breathing calm and normal. And I'd like you to come back up onto the hands. And then we're just going to shift the butt to the floor. It's a nice, easy transition out. We're going to bring the legs forwards in front of us next, please. Both legs forwards. We already did a nice passive twist. So we're going to do a forward fold next here. So we're just going to bring our torso over top of our legs. Let the head hang down. Feel the stretch up the back of the hamstrings, the back of the lower legs. And feel that stretch moving up in the back of your body as well. Above the hips, up the back of the spine, up all the way to the back of your neck. Maybe even into the soles of your feet. I always can feel just a little bit of a tingly sensation there as the stretch deepens and my body relaxes more. And then I'd like you to lift up in your spine. Place the soles of your feet to touch. Knees are opened apart now, and we can fold over top of the feet. Let the head hang down. Feel the stretch in the groin muscles and all the way up the back of the spine as well as we fold over top of the legs there. And let's lift our spine up, close the knees together, and extend the legs all the way out into final Shavasana. So Shavasana looks like so. We're just laying down, arms out to the sides, legs expanding open. Grab a blanket if you're cold. Whatever you need to feel really supported and relaxed in this posture, please. When I noticed I had breath, when I noticed it filled my chest, and I reach out to the ceiling, I am open, I am free. And I feel free, I feel me. And when I do, I feel you. And I feel free, I feel me. And when I do, I feel you. And when I release thoughts, they dampen. They're falling freely from within. I am the dancer, I am the tree now, I am the cobbler, I am your friend, and I feel free, I feel me, and when I do, I feel you. And I feel free, I feel me. And when I do, I feel you. Thank you so much for coming to class today, folks. Feeling that energetic practice can help you regulate, help you move. It's been a pleasure moving with you in the session. I hope to see you on Sunday. I promise class won't be canceled this week. Yeah, go out and have an awesome day. It looks like it's going to be a sunny one here in BC again. Namaste.